Hello Gemini, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I already shuffled. We're going to do relationship first, single second, and oracle cards come out where needed. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Okay. Oh, that peace card pops up a lot today for some reason. Okay. This is interesting to me that this is showing up on your partner's side. The Seven of Cups, which is a lot of ideas and a lot of possibilities. Now, your partner seems to have a lot of ideas and a lot of possibilities around them. You seem to be helping them with that. You have the Strength card on your side, kind of like, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you got. I feel like you're saying, give it to me. So tell me what you got. Tell me what you're thinking. And let me see what I can help you with so we can get the optimal result here. What do you want? What do you need? What are you looking for? What do you got going on for you? What's over here? What's over there? They have all these resources around them. And I feel like it's your job to help them categorize that and decide what to do with it. You've also got the Nine of Pentacles where you're standing, which is telling me you see a lot of possibility, a lot of good possibility here. It's all hinging on your partner's ability to tell you what's there and to be as forthcoming as possible. You need all the information you can get. The trick with the King of Swords on their side is like, if they hold back information because they don't really want it to be an option, that's not good. They need to tell you everything. It's all right if they tell you, like, this is an option, but they're not interested in it. That's okay, but they still have to tell you the options they still have available to them, even if they're not interested in them. And I feel like you might need to impress that upon them. Like, if there's something you have a possibility towards, like maybe like if you're just going to look at a menu just for argument's sake, and I don't like squid, so I would use that as an example. And they're like, well, I wasn't mentioning the squid on the menu because I'm not going to eat that. I don't want to order that. I feel like you need to tell them, yeah, that's okay, but tell me it's there at least so I can at least add it in as a possibility. Because who knows, maybe we could give it to somebody else, or maybe we could order that for somebody else that could actually help us down the road. Just tell me that it's there. I just need you to tell me all the possibilities so that I can look at everything as a whole, because then maybe also I can see like where this stuff is coming from. Well, if they have a lot of fish, and these are the type of fish they have, maybe this is the place they're getting it from. Maybe they can help me make a better decision about what we want to do, because you know what? I've heard that the fish from this place over here, people are getting sick from, so maybe all of these fish we don't want to touch because of that. Like, I need to know all the nuances. Tell me everything you have, even if you don't want it, and I understand you don't want it. You can even highlight that. I don't want this, but this is a possibility. That's fine, but tell me everything so I can gather it all and put it all in perspective, because I might know something about this that you don't know, and I can add that in as a factor. Good, good. Because you need the King of Swords on their side. It just makes me a little bit uncomfortable because I feel like they might try to control information as if they don't want certain things, or maybe they might tell you like what they want most. Like, I really like the idea of pasta, then I like the idea of pork, then I like the idea of chicken, then I like the idea of steak, then I like the idea of eggplant. Like, they might just slowly give you things in the order of how important or how much they like it. Impress upon them not to do that either. Just to tell you everything they have, and then afterwards, after they tell you everything they have, like, what I most would like is pasta. But then pork would be good too. And if they tell you that after they've told you everything, great, because you can put that into factors. You'll factor that in, of course. But they need to tell you everything as they know it, starting off from the top. Just tell you everything. And then afterwards, if they want to say, this is what I'd most like, this is what I'd least like, this is not something I want at all, fine, you'll factor that in. But you need to know everything so you can help them make the best decision. I'm just using the menu as an option, but you know what I mean. Now, there's a very interesting thing here, because they have all these options here. You know what I mean? But they have to make a decision. Like you can't, like it's like showing up at a restaurant. You can't just sit there and just read the menu for 2 hours and leave. Like you're reading the menu to make a choice, and that's why that's the whole purpose here. Purpose here. They need to make a choice. They're going to have to make a choice. They're heading towards a choice. The Three of Wands is saying the choice is coming up. They need to make that choice. They need to evaluate their options because the choice is going to happen. They will have to make a choice. I actually feel like the choice is coming forward quicker than they're expecting. I feel like that's the thing here. This is very weird because I feel like what's happening is the wheel is turning and saying, you may have thought you had 5 days to make that choice. You got to make it tonight. Tonight. You may have thought you had 5 days. You don't. You have tonight. Make your choice or the choice will be made for you. So the sooner they tell you, you need to like start evaluating this quick. They need to tell you as much as they can. You need to go through it as quickly as possible. I feel like they're going to need to make a quick decision. They're not expecting to make it that quickly, but it's going to happen. I feel like you need to just tell them what to do. Tell them the choice to make. They're going to be making the final choice, but I don't feel like you want to give them a lot of options. I feel like you just want to say, what you've told me, this sounds like the best option, go with that. Because they need to make a choice. If you give them options, it's going to make it worse. Just whatever you think is the best for them, tell them to choose that. Ace of Wands, and then let it go. Six of Swords. Ace of Swords, Six of Swords. It's not Wands, it's Swords. Whatever you think is best based on what they told you, tell them, choose that, and then just walk away from it. Just let it go. Just let it go. This is going to definitely happen. They don't like the fact that they have to make a choice. There's something about this they don't like. Don't give them options. Like don't give them like, I think you might this, I think you might. These three are the best for you. I would choose one of these three. Don't do that. Just say, this is the best one I think you would like the most. Go with that. Then just walk away. Just let it be. Just let it be. They're going to be bent out of shape. They're going to be unhappy that they have to make it. Because the wheel is turning the way it is, they're very, it's like instead of having their 5 days, they have to make it that night. They're going to be bent out of shape about it. They're going to be unhappy. That's the Three of Swords. They're going to be unhappy either way. Once it's moved forward, once the wheel has completely turned and their choice has been actualized, it's come into fruition, like the choice is materialized in front of them, they will be at peace. It will be fine. I feel like the whole point is for you just to be very helpful for them. Be very helpful. Just tell them one choice, though. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. It's like, it looks like a 1. Just give them one choice. It looks like a 1. I'm just saying. 1. Just 1. Don't give them options. Just say, this is what I think you'd like the most, and leave them at that. If you give them, like, I think you could like this, or that, it's not going to go well. That's all I'm saying. Which I feel like Gemini would naturally be like, but choices are good, and I'm not looking to make a choice for someone else. I want them to make their own choice. In this situation, the way it's playing out, it's just going to make it harder for them. It really is. The challenge cards here are these two things. When they come forward with these options, I see they're reluctant with the decision making anyway. That's the Four of Pentacles. If you just let them kind of go on their own with the Page of Swords, and just kind of like they tell you what they tell you, and whatever they don't want to tell you, they don't want to tell you. Oh well, who cares? It's going to make this worse. This is the challenge card. They're like saying, pull this forward. Tell them that you can help them. Tell them that you want to help them as much as possible. Like, just get them talking about this, and like, you know, tell them, you know, push forward that there's a lot of possibilities, and the more that they tell you, the more that you can help them find the best decision. And press that upon them. Like, you want to help them, and you can. The more they tell you, the easier this can be for them. And just, you know, be a cheerleader for them, if you will. Taking a passive role, like if they want to tell you, great. If they won't, all right, fine. That's going to make this worse for them. Because they're reluctant anyway. And I'm getting this is coming forward quick. They're going to end up in a conundrum. If you just kind of take the passive role, and if they don't want to tell you, well, you're not going to push it. I just feel like it's a mess. I feel like it's a big mess. I feel like they're forced into a decision. They're not confident with it. the situation becomes a mess, is what I'm getting. The best way for this to go is for you to impress upon them, I can help you, I want to help you, tell me more. The decision is your final, you're the one to make the decision, you're the one that's going to make the decision. I'm not going to make you do anything. Just tell me what you have, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing, and I'll try to help you. I'm not going to force you to make any decision. I'm not going to force you to do anything. All you need to do is tell me, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing, and I'll help you categorize it, I'll help you get it together so you can make the best decision. That's all you need to do. And I feel like this will make it better for them. And then when that point comes where, like, they thought they had 5 days and they got to make that decision that night, you could be like, I would make this decision, I would make this one decision based on what you told me, and that's why, and just let it go. It'll be fine. They will be at peace afterwards, hopefully. If this goes the other way and they don't tell you anything, they may be at peace afterwards. They just are not going to be happy really with what they end up with, is what I'm getting. They end up with something a lot better if they work with you. All right. I think that's all we have for Gemini and relationships. Let's do Gemini singles. What do we have for single Gemini? Messages for single Gemini. What do we have for single Gemini? I feel, okay, I didn't really shuffle that much, but okay. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. Choices. Not to spoil anything, but the last card you have is the Ten of Wands, which in this deck tends to denote success through stress. But you also have the King of Cups at the top, so I feel like you've got some possibilities here. There does seem to be like a reluctant love connection, which is why I think you got the Ten of Wands at the end. It's a reluctant. It feels reluctant. Yeah, it's a love. It's a love connection. I really do feel that, but it's reluctant. Why is it so reluctant? Let's find out. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is in your past, and you got the Knight of Pentacles in your thoughts. Somebody does linger in the back of your mind. But when I'm feeling this, I'm also seeing the Five of Pentacles where you're standing and the Four of Swords in the environment. Like, someone is just not making it easy on you. They're just not. They do seem to have interest in you, but either they're trying to make you work for it, or every time you try to move things forward, they're shutting you down. And it's kind of like you've been very patient with it, is what I'm getting. And you seem to be very diligent with it, but it's like you constantly get shut down. And what I'm getting is this is about to change a little. You got the Two of Swords here with the Queen of Wands. Like, I feel like it's a control issue. I do feel like it's a control issue. You seem to be trying to go forward again. You get the Two of Swords. That's you going forward. It's not working out. It's not happening. Nothing is coming from it, but you're showing that you'd like to. They move back towards you with the Queen of Wands energy, which is it feels like a control issue. It really does. They're saying, well, I have free time this day. We could go to dinner somewhere. Are you in this area? They're giving in to you a little bit. This does seem to remind me of Taurus singles. So if the other person is a Taurus or has that type of energy where they have that very earth, you do it my way, you're not going to push me, I'm going to go forward when I want to go forward, you might want to check that out. I'm just saying. Because I did just do that reading, but this is really reminding me of that very strongly. If that's the case, from what I remember from their perspective, is they like things to go slowly. They're not going to run forward quickly. So you might actually have a chance with this, but I'm also getting like you're going to have to work on their terms, at least in the beginning. Because I do see them giving it to you, and they're like, well, I got this amount of time for you, I will do this with you. under these conditions. It's very feeling much like Taurus. Like, you might want to check that out anyway, even if this person isn't a Taurus. I'm just kidding. So, you got the Two of Pentacles coming in with the unexpected. I feel like this is going well. I feel like when you do see this person on their terms, whatever makes them happy, I feel like you're enjoying yourself, and so aren't they. I feel like this is going well, both sides. It does feel like it's a love connection with the King of Cups at the top. It's unexpected, but the Two of Pentacles here is saying you realize right off the bat, if you want to keep this going, you're going to have to do it their way. There's no other way. If you want this one, if this is worth it for you, you got the Temperance at the bottom. You're going to have to go slow. You're going to have to do it on their terms. You're going to have to let it slowly come together. And I feel like you've been very diligent with this anyway. So it's kind of like, you know what? I do have a strong feeling here. Let's see how far I can weather this. Let's see how far I can go with this. If you keep going forward with this, which I feel like you're going to want to, because you're very attracted to this person is what I'm getting. You got the Ten of Wands with the abundance. It's going to get better and better as time keeps going. It's going to get better and better. It's going to be hard for you to keep yourself together with it. It's going to drive you crazy at times because you want to go a lot faster, but they won't. But I feel like as you get used to their pace and you see like little by little you're getting ahead with them, you're getting closer with them, you're getting a little farther with them, you're going to be happy with it. It may take a year. I feel like I said this to Taurus. It may take a year before this really matches up to where you're both comfortable. But the abundance is here. This could be a really good thing. If you can weather it, this is worth it. I do feel like this is worth it. Ironically, I am going to add at the end, if this is a Taurus person, typically Gemini and Taurus, they aren't typically a match. But you have a lot of things in your chart. They have a lot of things in their chart. There may be other reasons this works out. So don't, especially if you're a person that knows about astrology and you're like, well, Taurus, Gemini, that's not really a match. Because I know people have said that to me before. There's a lot of things. People are a lot more complicated than just their sun signs. So don't let that sink the ship just because you know that base information. Because I feel like other things here may overcome that. This may actually work out anyway. Moon signs, rising signs, other things going on in your chart could overpower this so that there is a connection here. If the rest of this is fitting, I'm getting you have a really great chance of having a great romance. You just got to be patient and let it slowly come together. This could be the one you're looking for. And we're done. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.